There is a flat earth YouTuber in the US with a massive following. Quite unbelievably, he has amassed a staggering 243,000 subscribers. He must be able to sell origami kits to paper merchants.
Why would they lie about all of this? Well, when you sit down and you really think about it, it's simple. The Big Bang, evolution, spinning ball Earth, chaotically darting through infinite space where eventually our sun will die out, creates the ultimate mind control.
He's ODD reality and he's making a case for flat Earth. And welcome to another episode of Flat Earth Friday with me, Simon Dan. Yes, ODD Reality, as he is called, has crafted somewhat of a cult status for himself amongst other flat earthers. So much so, I've seen a video of the great D Marble salivating all over his own camera in the hope he gets to talk to Mr. ODD Reality at one of the conferences. It's pure cringe. Taking on this flat earther looked to be a big job and needs to be done in two parts. So I rolled up my sleeves, settled down and took a look at one of his more recent flat earth videos. The Case for a Flat Earth.
Welcome to ODD TV.
He's got a voiceover lady. I want a voiceover lady. For the remainder of the video though, we're only going to address points that ODD himself states.
Kill the programming.
The Earth is officially classified as an oblate spheroid, meaning that it's bulging at the equator and it's flattened out at the poles. Here's a short clip with Neil deGrasse Tyson.
So Earth, throughout its life, even when it formed, it was spinning, and it got a little wider at the equator than it does at the poles. So it's not actually a sphere, it's oblate, and officially it's an oblate spheroid. That's what we call it. But not only that, it's slightly wider below the equator than above the equator.
A little chubbier.
A little chubbier.
Yeah.
Chubby's a good way. It's like pear-shaped.
I've heard flat earthers mention this pear-shaped thing many times. Having the quality of being pear-shaped is very different to being shaped like a pear. Here in the UK though, the term pear-shaped means something altogether different. I'd put it in context like this. That flat earth movement has gone a bit pear-shaped, hasn't it?
They're always perfect spheres, and some of these are claimed to be single shots.
Yes, how oblate are we talking here? Well, Earth's polar radius is only 22 kilometres shorter than its equatorial one. There's no way you're picking out that difference with your eye alone. For all intents and purposes, it's a sphere.
Not only that, but the images that NASA gives us are never really consistent. Here's 3 separate NASA images of the Earth, and North America is a different size on each one.
How many times do I have to debunk this one? Continent size depends entirely on how far away you're taking the photo. Look, this is a picture of North America on my famous globe, taken when I was very close to it. This picture though was taken from much further away, and I zoomed in to make them appear the same size. Clearly you can see North America looks larger compared to the whole Earth in the first photo. This is essentially because we can see more of the surface of the Earth the further away we are. Your first piece of evidence in a case for a flat Earth is refuted.
Speaking of oblate spheroids and perfect spheres, both of them would have detectable curvature, right? Well, it's not showing up for anyone who tries to find it.
Let's jump right to the current world record for long-distance landscape photography. This photo defies the curvature of Earth, even with the heights of both mountains factored in.
273 miles away. It's mind-blowing. From point A to point B, the shortest car ride would be 8 hours.
I want to look into this a bit more. So this world record attempt is taken from Pic de Finistrelis, an elevation of 2,820 metres. Peak Gaspard is the peak that provides us with the world record, and that is 443 kilometres away and stands 3,867 metres tall. Plugging all of that into the curve calculator and taking refraction into account, we can see that the hidden value is 3,816 metres. That leaves 51 metres left we should be able to see. Now, given that in the photo you can barely see Peak Gaspard, then that makes perfect sense and is exactly what we'd expect to see. The photo proves nothing. Your second piece of evidence, in the case for a flat Earth, is refuted.
A popular belief that is constantly used as proof for the globe is boats disappearing behind the horizon, but this is actually just an optical illusion. Humans can only see so far, but with super zoom cameras like the Nikon P900 or even just a telescope or some binoculars, you can bring back ships and boats that have appeared to go over the supposed curve of the Earth.
So what about in this pic, where it's zoomed in as much as you can, but it's still going over the curve? Or this one? Or even this one?
Did you know that the word horizon stems from horizontal? The definition of horizontal is as follows: parallel to the plane of the horizon, at right angles to the vertical. Synonyms: level, flat, plane, smooth, even. Alright, it's called a horizon, not a curvizon.
Oh, you're such a wordsmith, ODD. Very, very clever. Of course, you've neglected to mention that horizon does look horizontal to us here on the surface, so why would we call it the curvizon? Your third piece of evidence, in the case for a flat Earth, has been utterly refuted.
You know who else knew that water doesn't curve? The ancients. As you can see here, we have the Egyptian, Norse, Hindu, Mayan, Inca, Navajo, Greek, and Hebrew depictions of a flat Earth. These are the cosmologies that they knew.
Oh, come on, the Hindu one has us on the back of a turtle, for Pete's sake.
You see the sun and the moon inside the firmament in most of these depictions. So is there any credence to this idea?
The answer is yes. There are many times just like this when the sun shows us how close it actually is. Many people admire the beauty of the scene like this, but they never stop and think about what we are seeing. And what we are seeing are sun rays that are telling our eyes that the sun is local. All you have to do is trace the rays back to the source.
Tell me, ODD, is the sun right behind these trees? I've traced the rays back. Or perhaps you can tell me in this photo if the sun is directly above the surface of the water.
One of the things that I struggled with the most when it comes to flat Earth is, why does the sun rise and set? I couldn't make any sense of it until I realized that the sun was much closer and much smaller than we are told. The sun appears to rise and set due to perspective only. What we are seeing here is the actual path of the sun versus what we see because of human perspective.
If this was the case, the sun would get smaller the further away it got. This photo, called a solar analemma, shows that it doesn't. Your fourth piece of evidence, in the case for a flat Earth, is refuted. Right, that about wraps up part 1. Part 2 for this video will be out next month. If you enjoyed this, please do like and subscribe for more. I have been Simon Dan. Have yourself a great weekend, and I'll see you all on Sunday night, GMT, for the next live astronomy lecture. See you then.